How's it going, everybody? Jody in here, and I'm back with another edition in my Stormworks category, trying to get a torpedo to function. And in at the end of the last video, I was basically told almost right away that hey, radars don't work underwater. So I was like, oh, okay. Then let's try something else. Let's try sonar. I said sonar has got to work underwater, right? So I went and built this sonar torpedo, and I'm having the same issues with it. Well, actually, they're different issues, but it's still not locking onto a target and still not hitting said target. So let me quickly take you into the logic here. I'm using the same setup that I did last time. I have my composite reader here, reading the x-axis from the sonar. Now, instead of the radar, I'm reading the x-axis from the sonar, and it's reading channel 1, and it's outputting that to the rudders, just like the last one was. So that gets output to the rudders. Once again, I'm delaying activation. The activation is delayed. Right now I have it, I think, 1 second. I'll up it to 2 just to reset. And that's pretty much it. That's basically the only difference between the last torpedo and this torpedo is instead of using a radar, I'm using a sonar. I had this front part covered, which may or may not have been an issue, so I decided to uncover. You know what? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just, for the sake of testing, I'm gonna totally clear the front. I'm gonna make the front just a flat section because the sonar is right here, so there is no way that it could be interfering with itself, because it's just the way that it traveled. It almost looked like it was seeing left and right, which would make me believe that it was maybe seeing left and right, like the front part. I don't know. I don't really know how they work or what they read or what they don't read. So I'm just gonna try flat front just to see what the hell happens. Because right now it's not doing any proper traveling anyway. So what the hell? So I have my boat out there. The only difference between this video and the last video is on the back of the boat, right where the propellers are, I put a sonar noisemaker. So that way the thing just shines bright as if it was traveling full speed, you know. So I'm going to aim directly in front of it, a little tiny bit in front of it. Just like so. And we will launch. And see what this thing's going to do. See, there it goes. It's wobbling back and forth. This is what it's doing with the sonar. For some reason, it doesn't really lock onto a target. It just wobbles back and forth. And see, it's going. I don't know where it's going now. It didn't turn that way on the last attempt. Right before I started recording this video. Where the hell's it going? It's like it's just doing a big loop now. That's weird. I don't know what it did that time. But anyways, it didn't do what it was supposed to. That's the whole point. Not doing what it's supposed to. So, let's try this again. Spawn it in. This time we'll try aiming a little behind the target. And I am using passive mode. So it should technically only be going after things that are making sound. Which, that boat should be making a ton of sound. It's got the noisemaker on the back of it. So let's try aiming a little bit this way. Just like so, maybe? And... oh, there we go. Let's launch it. You can see it's doing its wiggle back and forth again. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There it goes again. It's just gone into a hard right turn. Or hard left turn. I don't understand why it's going hard left. Now it's wiggling. Did a little wiggle. It's going hard left again. Yeah, no idea why it's doing that. Especially when we fired out at the back of it, at the rear of the... The only noise out here should be this little noisemaker I attached to the back here. That should be the only thing out here. And it is hooked up to power, and it is active. But for some reason, torpedo is circling around and coming back. Which, it, like I said, it didn't do that before I started this video, so I don't know what's changed. Let me put the nose back on. Let me put the nose cone back on. Just I don't think it should detect itself. That would be kind of weird for it to be set up to detect itself. Or for it to be able to detect itself, I should say. Let's put the nose back on. Leave it again. And launch it. Okay. Alright. So... Alright, just sit out in front and we will fire. Wow. Wiggling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just wiggling back and forth. And then it goes in, it's going into that hard turn again. That's really weird. And it's not like it's going back after something, it's just in a hard turn. It's not actually going after anything, it's just doing a turn. Now it's going straight. That's weird. So this guy out here with its nice, loud noisemaker on it, right there, big loud noisemaker. Not being detected, and it's not going after it. So, again, I pose the question: what the hell? Does sonar just not work? Does radar just not work? Like, what is going on, Stormworks? Like, this makes no sense. It used to work flawlessly with the old radar systems, but this new composite system, for some reason, I can't get it to work at all. You can see I'm taking the X and Y data from the target, and it says put it into a rocket fin component. Well, I don't need to put it into a rocket fin component because I'm just converting it here, and it's basically doing the same thing. I could also take from here. I could pull from here. Target one pivot, target one pitch. So even if I grabbed it from here, target one pivot, that should still do the same thing. It should still give me the same steering. So let's try that and see what happens. It should still lock on the target one, should still steer accordingly. So let's just see what that happens, just for argument's sake. Say, oh, you're grabbing from the wrong one. Well, not really. I'm grabbing from the one that's called torpedo. So technically, it should work. All right, so let's line it up. Say, so you know, I'm not going to line it up perfect. I'm going to line it up about a little off the front. See what there. And we'll launch it. And we'll watch it and see what it does. And now it's just going to go in a straight line by the looks of it. Oh no, it's turning again. It's doing its turn. Doing its to its right hand turn. Or left hand turn. No idea where it's going. Then it starts wobbling. It's like it's locked onto something over here, but I don't know what it's locked onto. If there's nothing over here for sonar to lock onto. Like, where would it have even been going? There's nothing here. Makes no sense whatsoever. Especially with, like I said, I got a giant noisemaker out here just screaming away at it. Anyway, so there you go. That's the gist of it. That's the problem that I'm having. Can't figure it out. I have no idea why it's not, you know, locking onto a target and going to it. It doesn't make any sense. So I'll leave it with you guys, and hopefully you can figure out maybe where I'm going wrong, or I don't know. But I'll leave that with you. All right, so take care, everybody. Just joining in, signing off. See you next time.